Hello everyone, it's me, Nancy Finch, doing another Tea with Nan on a Monday at 12 o'clock. Hello, how are you all? It's a bit blustery out there. It's lovely. I quite like it because we needed the rain and we needed the change of weather, didn't we? So I really love it. But some people are finding it a bit hard to deal with. So I hope you're all okay. I'm glad we weren't doing this half an hour ago. The rain was torrential on this roof and you wouldn't be able to hear me. So that would have been even more fun, wouldn't it? So I hope you're all okay. I'm waiting for someone to come on. But if you miss it, of course, excuse me, you can always go back and listen to it again later. So, there's somebody listening already. Happy hugs to you. Oh, Annie, it's you. Happy hugs to you, my darling. Happy Monday hugs. So I hope you're all okay and I hope you're having a good day so far. So today's Tea with Nan is all about pink pig, blue pig. Now, I know some of you on here are my clients and will actually know what I'm talking about before we start. But it's about an energy focus, about where you place your energy, your intent, your feelings, your thoughts. Your thoughts have energy, you see, and most people know that now because we're becoming more aware of it, aren't we? You know, where your thoughts become things very easily. So as we are now focused, or trying to focus, got hair, as we are focusing on what we want, not what we don't want, we're attracting that. Oh, hi, Julie. Happy Monday hugs to you, my darling. Yes, so we need to focus our awareness, especially on a Monday. We've got all these things we've got in our heads to do for the week and the day or the year or whatever. We tend to sort of let those thoughts run away with us, and perhaps we're responding to a way we've always responded. You know, this is what's always happened, this is how I'm feeling, this is what's going to happen. And what we need to do is actually have a feeling of control with that. So we need to think, okay, I'm going to focus on what I want, not what I don't want. And that takes a little bit of training at first because we've always been reacting to whatever's going on around us. And that's a normal thing. We need to be in charge of it. I've got a tummy. Oh, poor Annie. She's not feeling very well. Oh, darling. Well, this is going to be good for you because this particular exercise works on what you want, not what you don't want. And perhaps you can think about your tummy being well rather than it not being well. I mean, this is a physical reason, but there's lots of things we can do in our lives in any area we find ourselves thinking about or our energy is going towards that. Then maybe we can just use this exercise for that, whether it's a work issue, a family issue, you know, a circumstantial thing, or a health issue. Absolutely. I do that a lot myself. So I always think if I've got something going on in my body and I don't like it, I very rarely get ill, but if I do, I think, okay, I'm going to think about the opposite of that. I'm going to think about the pink pig, and I'll go into the story of why now. Oh, good morning, Anne. Annie, it's so nice to see you. I hope you're well. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Happy Monday. So let me explain the pink pig, blue pig thing. Okay, for some reason, many years ago, oh, hi, Val, lovely to see you, darling. Thank you for joining us. I don't believe you've heard this particular thing I'm about to say, but it is a really good, it'll make sense to you because where you focus your energy is where you're going to attract more of that because you're feeling it, because you're experiencing it. So we tend to attract more of that. Even if we don't want it, we're attracting that because we're focused on what we don't want. Okay, so I'll go on to why pink pig, blue pig thing. And it's a playful thing that I kind of made up on the spur of the moment to one of my clients many years ago. And I explained to her about where we focus our energy. So if I said to you, do not think of a blue pig. Whatever you do, don't think of a blue pig. Make sure you don't think of a blue pig. You're now thinking of what I told you not to think about because that's where your focus is. But if I said to you, think of a pink pig, now you're focused on what I want you to think about, not what I don't want you to think about. And so basically it's about selective, about where you're putting your thoughts and energy. So if you really don't want something, you're putting energy to what you really don't want. And that thing is more likely to come into your consciousness because you're experiencing it. If you could have that thought of the opposite, I really don't want that. With all my heart, I don't want this, whatever this is. And then you put that opposite thought into your mind. And instead you think of the pink pig. What is the pink pig in your situations? What is the thing you want, not what you don't want? So you think about what you want. Oh, hi, Jane. Lovely to see you, honey. Lots of love. So what don't you want? What do you want? So you're putting it to what you do. So in your fact, you know, in your case, Annie, you want a nice tummy. You want a tummy to be feeling good. So imagine right now the pink pig. Imagine that is you feeling completely better again. just like that. And if you focus on that, probably more than 17 seconds, it takes about that to lock it into your body, the intention, and to actually attract that into your life, whatever it is you're focused on. So 17 seconds rule. If anyone wants to ask more about that, you can always catch me, talk to me on my email, nancyfinch@hotmail.co.uk, or we can talk about it at some other point, perhaps on my website, www.nancyfinch.co.uk. Oh, hi, Karen. Thank you, darling. That's so sweet. Happy Monday hugs to you. So, okay, you can catch me on there if you want to ask me more about the 17 seconds. But basically, if you're thinking the pink pig for 17 seconds, you're more likely to attract that and to help your own body's energies and all those lovely chakra energies I talk about a lot. Thoughts produce feelings, and feelings produce a reaction in each of those states, each of those body energies areas, and every cell of your body responds to every thought you have. So if we can think about the pink pig, not the blue pig, we don't want this, okay, I'm thinking of the opposite, because I'm going to put energy towards that. And it makes you feel good in your mind, in your body. It helps to change the synapses in your mind to be positive pathways, not, oh, here we go again down that path of a negative, or an Eeyore track is what I like to call it. So if you could think, okay, I'm going to think of a pink pig whenever I get the chance, whenever I get a challenge. So, and I made this, I don't know, somebody said to me, why has it got to be a pink pig and a blue pig? Well, I think it's my inner child just being playful. I just had to have this this image because cute little pigs. And I didn't want to think of a blue pig. I'm going to think of a pink pig because the pink pig is what we know and what we want to think about. So the blue is not normal and we don't want a blue pig. So that's why I kind of made this up. Hi, Leanne. So I could say happy pink pig day to you. Happy positive day. That's what it's all about. So any challenge you've got in your life, don't put energy towards that. Oh, thanks for the hearts. Don't put energy towards that. Don't put it in the blue pig. Be aware of putting it where you want to be. Now, somebody said to me, well, what happens if I don't get that? If it doesn't happen? Won't I be more disappointed if the pink pig doesn't happen? If I don't get what I want from that focus? And I said to them, well, while you're doing it, it doesn't matter what the outcome is. While you're doing it, you're making yourself feel better. You're helping to open this chakra. You're helping to focus your mind on what you want. So these two chakras open. Your mind, that's the crown. And of course, your throat chakra will help to open. And that gives you a better clarity of understanding of how to get over that challenge anyway. So it's a win-win situation because the very thought of thinking of something positive is going to help you. Hi, Wendy. Oh, so sweet you're here. Happy Monday to you, darling. So Mother Teresa, she said, I love to tell this little story. She said she would never go to an anti-war campaign. She would only ever go to a peace campaign. And can you see what she's saying? I'm not going to the blue pig thing. I'm going to the pink pig. Oh, hi, Sarah. Lovely to see you, honey. Happy Monday to you, darling. So remember what she said. She would not go to an anti-war campaign because she's thinking of the actual focus is on war. If you think of peace, that's the pink pig, you're thinking about what you want. So she had the wisdom to do that. It's a lovely thing to remember. When you're thinking about what you don't want, you're really putting energy towards that and you don't even know it because we're conditioned to do so. We must find solution to that challenge, that problem. We're focused on the problem. But if we focus on the opposite, the solution, that's the pink pig. And sometimes, as I say, it's not easy, but when you start playing this game, a playful game, then you'll focus on the pink pig, not the blue pig. Quite a lot of my clients will come back to me with that phrase and go, oh, I've had a situation with this relationship or this or that, and I was focused on the blue pig. At least they're recognising it. And then all they have to do then is change that focus. And once you've done it a few times, as I say, it becomes a habit. You think, this feels uncomfortable to be thinking in this way. So you naturally think about the positive, okay? So it's really good. You get rid of all the tension in your body when you're thinking of something positive. You're avoiding worry and stress. You're avoiding the effect of challenges on your body and your mind. You know, it's a good way to start the day and the week. Thank you for the hearts. That's so sweet. You're avoiding negative thoughts because you've formed those new pathways, or you will over time, the more you play with this exercise. So thinking about the pink pig, how could you do it? I mean, where would you place it? This exercise can be for anything that you're finding uncomfortable, something you don't want, something you're experiencing for maybe many years you might have had it. don't want that, I've always had that. Well, how about you just try a different game today and take that attention from what you don't want to what you do want. Very important, because if we do that, we are, as I say, helping ourselves in many ways. I'm just looking at my board here to see if I have missed anything else so far. Give me, if you think about a challenge that you've got in your own personal lives, just think about that, how you could change that focus, how you could imagine what you want, not what you don't want. Now, people are so used to thinking about the problem, as I say. Take that problem objectively and look about what you want the difference. I want that instead of that. Okay? Don't know how I'm going to get that, but this actually works by the law of attraction, because you are focused on that, experiencing that. If you could just put some feeling into it, just for that time, that 17 seconds, put feeling into that, not that. Okay? You are changing yourself, changing the synapses in your brain, like I said already, and you're changing the law of attraction. So you're more likely to have a situation come into your life that reflects the pink pig. The answer will come to you. I'm not guarantee it to everybody, but it depends how much energy you put into it. If you put energy and imagination into what you want, like a child would dream, look up at the clouds and dream about the future. I mean, you can do this as an adult, but you have to remember to do it. You have to be mindful. And we get so caught up in life where we just run a track each day, we don't realise that we can get off of that track. We can move into a different direction. The more you change that track, if you imagine a junction box, you're changing from this track to this track, I'm going to change it to that way of thinking, just for this moment, for 17 seconds. Yeah, actually Esther Hicks did do 68 seconds of pure thought, I believe, on YouTube, which does kind of explain the 17 seconds. So if you want to get into that, as I say, ask me if you want to be reminded, or just go with it and see what you find. So you need to get away from the routine of stress and worry and how we let it get into our bodies. So throughout your day, think about, how can I use a pink pig over a blue pig, and focus on that, and let me know how you feel, because this is amazing, the results you get from it. All you have to do is recognize it, and without feeling helpless over that situation, because some people think, well, I haven't got the energy to think about the positive, I'll just plod along and find a solution here in this moment. But what we can do, we get stuck in that place. We get stuck in that still. It's almost like we're frightened to expand our possibilities. Our success can be from thinking of what we want, not what we don't want. When you start to get more of that, the irony of it is you get more come into your life. You get more success stories come in. You'll be able to you'll feel more grateful. So for those of you that are feeling, oh, I haven't got the energy, and this is too much trouble, which I can totally relate to. If you've been worn down by lots of situations in life, it can feel that way. But if you take charge and you think, okay, I'm going to be an actress. I'm going to pretend that this has happened instead of this. I'm going to focus on that. And even though perhaps the logic around it doesn't support it, your world doesn't support that image or that feeling, just keep going with that. Just keep looking at what you want and feel it. Just experience it and act it, if you like, for that time, maybe a minute. And then let go of it. Go about your business, because you haven't realised that inside your emotional self, you've moved up. Your emotional balloon's moved up because your brain believes that. Anything you tell it on a subconscious level, and you're doing that with that intent. So 95% will go, okay, we'll have that. And you experience that, even though your brain's going, how? You've only got to put that intention and let go, and let your subconscious create it, let the law of attraction create it, and feel better physically in all your body energies, because you focused on something good, not something you don't want. So if you think about the past maybe, and how you may have done that, that's a good example of how we can make that choice. Well, I focused on that, I really didn't want that, and look what I got. I've done it many times. I've done it all my life, actually. That's how I've made this exercise up, because I realised that I was actually attracting on a subconscious level the things I didn't want. There's another little story I'll say, which is not on the board. Two politicians, a long time ago I heard the story, it's not mine. Two politicians, one good, one bad, and everyone wants the good one to win the election. but they really hope the bad one doesn't win. And all the attention and energy from their thoughts are going on to what they don't want, the bad politician. And that's who wins. It's the law of attraction. Oh, Karen, that's so sweet. Oh, she says I'm wise and kind. Oh, thank you, darling. So are you, because you're here. I must be your mirror, because everyone that sees this knows this already. On a deeper level, we all know this. We're all mirrors to each other. So you're wise and you're kind. So, yeah. So everyone wants the good one to win and the bad one wins because all the tension's going on the thing they don't want. And if you think about that and personalize that yourself, you will find examples of it. I don't want my family to do this. I don't want that partner to do this. I don't want my job to be like this. And we're focusing on the blue pig. We're focused on it. So let's think about, even though it might seem impossible, in those situations, and it might have been that way for many months, years, or whatever, right now is where the power is. Right now in your thoughts, where you direct those thoughts, is where you can see the change. You can't see the change if you get stuck in a reality you think is always going to be there. It's always going to spin around in the same place, never going to change, can't see a way out. Change it from that blue pig to the pink pig. And it's a playful image, isn't it? And I love animals. So it's, maybe write yourself a little note on perhaps on the mirror. Perhaps put yourself a little note to remind you, pink pig, not blue pig. And then you'll be responsible for where your thoughts are going. So easy to let life run away with us, as I say, and spend our energy, our emotional energy, our physical energy in a routine that keeps us away from that progress to move forward. And all we have to do is just be a little bit mindful and playful, because this is not a serious exercise. This is a inner child kind of exercise. It's where you almost have I'll tell you what you could do. Instead of a note, put a little image of a blue and a pink pig on somewhere, and know that you have the choice. Because if you do that, you'll be more empowered. And as you see it start to happen, that the good things happen against all the odds, and you feel better through those situations towards that, whatever the situation is. I've done this when I've had serious issues with family members who are very ill, and people I love very dearly, and it's easy to think of what you don't want. So I was very mindful to step back from that. No, I'm thinking of I do want the pink pig. Okay, there's lots of different ways we can do this. I've got exercises throughout everything on my website that support this, but this is just a playful reminder with images of two things that you can have a choice with. Direct your thoughts. So Tea with Nans, the power of positivity. So if you go on my website, www.nancyfinch.co.uk, go on to the Tea with Nans, not the Nan Talks, because they're independent. So the Tea with Nans are what we're doing now, more casual, live. The power of positivity was on the 9th of the 1st, 23. So if you go to that, it kind of supports this a little bit, okay? It kind of gives you another angle on what I'm talking about, the power of it. Oh, that's very sweet, Annie. Thanks, lovely. So the power of positivity, it can do magical things in your life. It can bring you from your balloon being on the ground to a high place of self. I know, because I've lived a life of a low balloon, if you like. I know I had a choice, and now and again I'd get it up and it'd go down again until all of these things I invent here on my website, all the talks I do, all the things I say are things I walk the talk with, and I know it works. So I get really excited about sharing it with you. The other thing I'd like you to look at is all about intention. And that's another Tea with Nan I've done on the 13th of the 3rd, 23. So you can look them up, and also on YouTube. So if you need to go there, that's fine. So those two in particular are really good to help you, as I say, support the pink pig, blue pig thing. Okay? Because I say they're playful. You can listen to them anytime. So you need to be light-hearted about this and not take it too seriously. But the more you practice and play with it, the more fun you'll have, and the more responsibility you'll take for where we're placing our energy. Quite a lot of people, myself included from years ago, would blame outside situations for their feelings on the inside. They would blame, if that situation was better, or that person was better, or that relationship was better, we look to the outside thinking, well, if that was better, I wouldn't need to focus anywhere else. But we don't realise that on the inside is where the work needs to be done. And if we can address that and take responsibility for that thought, how we've been thinking for years, and move it to the pink pig, then miracles happen. You know, we have lots of miracles happen every day, but we can see a change. And sometimes to get to that change, we have to go through disruption. You know, sometimes things have to break down before they get better. You know, if I had an old shed in the garden needed clearing out and getting rid of, I'd put a new shed there, but it's going to make a mess. Some changes we make in our lives are going to make a mess, but it's okay, because if you can keep focusing on the new shed, the pink pig, how you're going to feel, then that process is easier. So whatever changes you have to go through to get to there, trust it, because that's always worth the result. And don't be sort of too focused on I must have. Just focus as if you actually do have. Don't feel the lack of the pink pig. Focus on the having. So I'll repeat what Mother Teresa said. She would not go to an anti-war campaign. She would go to a peace campaign. So think about the peace. Think about the thing you want, not what you don't want. And recognise it and go, oh, there's that little game again I need to play. And just put it to where you need to go, not what's been happening. As I say, after a while, that becomes a normal thing. And then you'll be able to share it with other people. Tell them I said so. When I do, eventually when I write my book about this particular, all these exercises, it will be in the book. So you can always reference me on my website. If you're going to quote the pink and blue pig and they want to know where it came from, that's where you need to go. Just point them in my direction. So, and I do plan to write another little book this year that I really want to write about symbols. And how to empower you with images. So I plan to do that at some point towards the end of this year. I'll start that when I'm less busy. It's so nice to be busy. So I'm thinking about the pink pig, having that book done, not how to get that book done. You see, already I can apply it to everything. Can't wait for your new book. Thanks, Julie. I can't wait either. It's all in my head at the moment. I can't wait to actually see it in form. So I'll focus on, instead of thinking that has to be done and that has to be done, doesn't matter which situation I talk about this with, but take the book, for instance, that needs to be done in process. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. You're agreeing with me in different situations. Thank you. Hi, Naomi. So book hasn't been done, hasn't even been started. It's all in my head. I'm thinking about having it in my hand. I'm thinking about the pink pig. I'm thinking about sharing it with you on here. That is what I do. And I can put more detail as to when, if I wish to. So think about what you want, not what you don't want. Right? Have two little pigs, blue and a pink one. Somewhere you can remember, I'm not having that one, I'm having that one. Okay? I'm having the pink pig, not the blue pig. I know I've said that 100 times, but as I say, it's fun. You can use an image, or you can just put a little affirmation up on the wall saying, I only think of that, and see how you go. So I hope you've enjoyed today. And as I say, the law of attraction will definitely reward you. It will come into your consciousness. You'll feel it. You'll know it, and you'll feel successful the more you play with this. And it can work over physical issues like we talked about earlier, emotional issues, situations, work, relationships, any area of your life that you feel you need or want the change of. Just use that image. Place it there. Dare to dream of the pink pig and see what happens. See how you feel physically, and all that tension will leave you, especially when you start getting it coming back into your life. Everything just moves up, and you stay here. You stay here at a better level for longer. Oh, that's really nice. That's great. Val says she's reading the law of attraction at the moment. Perfect. I can expand on that when I see you, but I love the law of attraction. And when you get into it, you can really embrace the quantum physics of it, if you like. That thoughts are energy. Thoughts become things. So what we're going to do with our thoughts, we're going to be selective with them. We're going to be selective, and we're going to put energy to what we want. And if we can just imagine having, not wanting, not being in a lack place, having what we want, and just focus on that. And have the images I talked about, and have fun this week with that. I've got a nice one planned for next week as well. And don't forget, you're helping your body. Your chakras, they're lovely. You think better. Why not? Play a game all week with this and let me know how you get on. I'd love to hear your success stories. So you can always contact me on my website or my email like I gave earlier. Lovely. Have a lovely week, guys. It's been lovely being on here. Nice way to start the week, isn't it? And thank you, Jane, for last week. You were so sweet with your messages and your lovely donation. That was very sweet. Thank you. Yeah, you can go to my website for the meditations. You can go just for the talks. You can listen to the media thing I did as well, which is quite nice. I didn't manage to catch all your messages there, but I'll always give you a nice heart after I finish this. So I hope you have a good week, guys, and namaste, and keep yourself an emotional place here. Your balloon needs to be in a high place. Lots of love to everyone that's watching, and have a lovely week. Lots of pink pig hugs. Take care. Lots of love. Bye. See you soon.